Okay. If you're one of the 150 people who already follow me on Instagram, this may not come as a surprise to you, but for those of you who don't, I bought a new skateboard. So last week I was talking to you about the whole selling my car, not having a clear plan kind of thing. Nothing changed. It's not as though I went and got a clear plan like that. It just didn't happen that way. I also kind of flagged during that episode that I was thinking about doing like this super comprehensive, I guess you'd call it a review of the viability of replacing my car with skateboards and public transport. This isn't that review. Research takes tons of time, and I want it to be a good review and a good video and a good film and something that can get shared around. So when it comes out, share it, please. You don't have to, of course, and that's coming. I'm working on that. In the meantime, though, I will tell you about my most responsible form of transport purchase. So it starts with the goal board. This goal here, where my wife and I are going to book a family holiday. We saved up enough money, we booked a family holiday, and we had a little bit left over. And together with the money that I got from selling the car and the money that I promised my wife I'd have from selling the parts of the car, like the speakers and that and some other bits and pieces, I had enough to start looking for an electric skateboard. Boosteds, they're American, they're great. Everyone knows what a boosted board is. They're kind of like the champion of advertising, which doesn't necessarily mean they're awesome value, but they are inevitably good. Problem being though, a boosted longboard here in Australia is about $3,000, which is just nuts, and I didn't have that much saved. The boosted mini, well, I could have afforded it, but let's be honest, 30 kilometers an hour on a board that's like, you know, barely this big, just seemed absolutely insane to me, so that was never going to be an option. And what I found was the longboards that are like the same size as the boosted, which is a board that I was comfortable going at that speed at, you have to make some pretty serious concessions. And I found a company in Australia, it's an Australian company from Queensland called Evolve, and they make they look like incredible skateboards. I found one that was at the $1,000 price point. I think it's called the Evolve 1 Bamboo. Decently fast, had a kicktail, but it's not waterproof or water resistant, which is fine. I mean, all around it looked perfect for what I wanted, absolutely perfect. It fit everything, apart from the fact that I couldn't carry it in the rain or ride it when it's been wet, whatever. But aside from that, perfect. And the water stuff, that was a concession I was willing to make. So I booked out this massive plan where I had to start from my house at 6 a.m.
Look at how cold it is. Look, you can see my breath. My God.
Walk, or ride my skateboard, like my current, my cruiser, my little one, to the end of the street, catch a bus, go to Sydney, catch a train, catch another bus, go to Moore Park, go to the Skater HQ, pick up the board, and then do it all back in reverse, carrying my board in a box with me home. Didn't quite work out that way, so there are a few logistics I didn't take into it. The trip it's 115 kilometres by train and around about 6 hours round trip. And I would have to carry a board that weighed about 20 kilos home, which I kind of just didn't think about at all. But I did it anyway. So I woke up at, I think it was actually 5 a.m. I had some work I had to do, so I got up, did my work, got down to the bus stop nice and early, caught the bus. And while I was on the bus, I was like, I don't really want to do this on my own. Called up my little brother, convinced him to come with me. He got on the bus at 6:45, an hour later we were on the train. It was a long train trip. I had a skateboard, he had a skateboard, we were going to get there. We get up to Sydney Central Station. We looked around, it was a beautiful day. We thought, we'll just skate to Moore Park from here, like why not? What could go wrong, right? Skated down to Moore Park, took us about 20 minutes, where it would have been a 10-minute bus trip. So we didn't lose too much time. When we got there though, we couldn't find Skater HQ. We skated around the entertainment centre or entertainment quarter or whatever it's called for ages. We found a fair, like a market.
Markets.
Exercise,
You've never had it? Never. It's hard to explain what it is. I'll get you some. Yeah, you can put lemon on it, you don't have to if you want. Yeah, you don't want it? No. Doesn't matter then. Good, bad? Hot? Yeah. It's the first time I've eaten spinach too. Really?
But we didn't find Skater HQ for ages. And then, voila.
We found it.
Despite the fact that I called ahead and they said they had stock of that board in the next model up, they didn't have stock of the Evolve one at all. It wasn't there. It wasn't in the other shop, which was like 40-minute drive away. It wasn't at HQ. It was nowhere to be seen. But they did have the $1,500 Evolve GT bamboo there. And look, I'd come a long way and I was expecting to go home with a skateboard. The $1,500 price tag, I couldn't justify spending that much money. Thankfully though, the wonderful gentleman who worked at Skater HQ was able to take stupid amounts of money off and chuck in like a $120 pair of shoes for next to nothing. So I left with a new skateboard.
Not game enough to get on this thing with my camera out, but oh my god, it's so much fun.
Big shout out to Skater HQ for being so understanding and flexible with it all. They took the all-terrain wheels off, they put new skate wheels on for me. It did take a little while because they had to get shipped from HQ or from that other store to that store, and then he had to convert them. And while he was doing that, Declan and I went and got lost in Sydney trying to find a JB Hi-Fi to charge my phone because it was dying, but the guy had to call me on my phone to let me know the skateboard was ready. We skated all the way, I don't even know where, it was like in the middle of Sydney, picked up a power bank and then skated all the way back, got my board, and let me tell you, look, first of all, they lost the box. So I couldn't like carry it home. The only option was riding it home because these things are not easy to carry under your arm at all. Regardless of the weight, it's cumbersome. So that wasn't gonna happen. Luckily it had enough charge to get us to the train station. So we rode all the way back home. I didn't have any time to stop and do any filming because we were about to miss the train. We did miss the train. As we're sprinting onto the platform, the little dude with his flag standing there looks at us and flags anyway. I'm like running down the things are falling out of my bag, the new controller for the skateboard's sliding across the ground. The train moved off anyway. So we were half hour late by the time the next train got there, and then we had to get a bus, and then we had to get home, and we ended up getting home a minute before I was due home, which is just frighteningly close. Absolutely frighteningly close. Yeah, so I got a new skateboard. I figured, look, if I'm going to make a review and it's going to be comprehensive about, you know, electric skateboards, normal skateboards and public transport versus owning a car, I'd need an electric skateboard, right? It made sense to me. So I'm not awfully proficient in riding it yet, so although you won't see my first ride, I will, in the review, it'll be me before I'm like even proficient at it. So don't worry, plenty of fails incoming. But I just want to say thank you, Declan, if you're watching, for coming to Sydney with me. Thank you all for watching. If you do want to see that review, hit subscribe, it's coming. If you want to see what happens in the next vlog, hit subscribe. If you like this video, hit like, and I will see you all hopefully next Monday, but I've got a I'm terrible at being on time. Anyway, I'll see you then. Bye.